Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for October the 11th. I am going to be pulling one card per sign after I pull a card for the overall energy. And then we're going to combine the overall with the card per sign and see how that works out in everybody's life today. Eight of Cups tried to come out in reverse but didn't quite make it. This tells me that we do have some debate going on inside of ourselves about going back to an old idea. But since it did not hit the table, we're not going to pull that as an overall energy. We'll see if it shows up again or not. Nope. Temperance. Okay, temperance in reverse for our overall energy. This just tells me that we're dealing with an impatience today. Could be our impatience, could be somebody else's impatience, but impatience is playing a factor in something going on in our day today. All right, I think we're ready to pull the rest of our cards. So let's take a peek. Aries, Sun card in reverse. Aries, it looks to me like you guys really want to do something where you can have some good time with other people, where you get to do things that you enjoy together. And it looks like there's some kind of impatience around this. Maybe there's a plan in place and somebody is showing up late, or maybe there's a plan that is offered, but not everybody can actually participate. So it has to be, there has to be another day scheduled. But there's some kind of impatience around this idea of spending enjoyable time with other people. So it may not be happening exactly when you want it to happen or how you want it to happen, but looks like it is on the table. Next, let's look at Taurus. Queen of Wands showing up here. Taurus, I think that you are trying to do some things that make you feel inspired, creative, happy, things that allow you to help and support other people. And I think that you're impatient with the progress that you're making so far with this. So you are really wanting to mash the gas, and it doesn't feel like that is happening as quickly as you would like for today. Next up, we're looking at Geminis. Knight of Cups coming up in reverse with our Temperance card in reverse for the overall. Geminis, I think you've got somebody who is trying to do some nice things for you today, and I think that you're just focused on other things. You kind of feel like, look, I really don't have time for all this sentimental silliness. I'm trying to catch a train, or I am trying to get some things accomplished, or whatever this might happen to be. And so I don't see you being very receptive to somebody trying to do something nice for you today. Hmm. Now, remember that when we see the cards, they don't have to actually play out the way they show up. You have free will. So if we see something that we don't like, we can always adjust that and tweak it. And we have a heads up on it, which helps us to do that. Cancers, Eight of Swords showing up in reverse with Temperance overall. Cancers, I think you've been overthinking something or thinking in circles about something. And I think that you have actually become very impatient with yourself about this. You're ready to take some kind of action, even if it's not exactly perfect. You just want to do something. You want to quit feeling paralyzed or stuck or stagnant here. I think that you are going to, with this Eight of Swords in reverse, you're going to quit overthinking and you're just going to jump forward because of that impatience with yourself. Next up, we're looking at Leo, Leo, Leo. Okay, Leos, you've got your Major Arcana card, but it is in reverse. And we've got the Temperance coming up also in reverse in the overall energy. So what I've got going on here, Leo, is basically, I think that your weakness today is that it's really hard for you to be patient. So if you can find some ways to shore up your patience or to distract yourself while you're waiting for something, that's going to help you. Because otherwise, with this showing up as strength in reverse, this means that this impatience is something that is weakening your position, maybe even weakening how the people are viewing you. But definitely, it's not helping you get anything accomplished by giving into this impatience. All right. Ba-ba-da-da, Virgo. Knight of Swords showing up in reverse, Virgos, with the Temperance card also in reverse. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Okay. Virgo, I think impatience is going two different ways for you today. First of all, I'm going to tell you that um, you have somebody in your sphere of influence who probably is a little younger than you, and if not younger, definitely more immature than you, who is only getting part of the information necessary to make a good decision and using that partial information to make a decision and then take action. This is a rash decision when we see this. I don't think this is you making the rash decision. I do think that this is somebody in your sphere of influence. Now, the reason I say you're getting impatience two ways is because I think this person is really impatient with you for not being on the same page as them. But also, I think you're really impatient with this person as well because you're recognizing that they're basically going off half-cocked and that they need to get a little more information before they make any determinations and start taking action. Okay, so you're definitely not going to get sucked into whatever it is that this person is doing because you're recognizing what's going on before it even happens. All right, so who was that? That was Virgos. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Okay, so Libra's Four of Swords showing up in reverse with the Temperance in reverse. Ba ba dee ba ba. Libras, I really think that you are really impatient to change your location today. You would like to be somewhere where you are not, and you would like to be there more quickly than you will be. That's what I've got showing up here. Restless to get moving, restless to be in another location. Next up, we're looking at Scorpio. Two of Wands showing up here with the Temperance card in reverse. Scorpio, looks to me like we know we have options that are coming up that we're going to have to make some choices. And it looks to me like with this Temperance card in reverse, we're kind of ready to have that over with. We want to make these choices and move on to the next part of our life. So I don't think that with this Temperance card in reverse, that kind of implies that we don't have these choices just yet. The way this card comes up also implies when we have the choice, we won't have any trouble deciding which way we want to go. Um, and really, with that Temperance in reverse, we're just waiting for those choices to actually manifest in a tangible way so that we can make those choices, like I said, and move forward on to the next thing. It looks to me like we're feeling a little bit stagnant or like things are moving a little bit slow to get us to that point we're trying to reach. All right, so that's for Scorpios. Next up, we're going to look at Sagittarius. Eight of Cups coming up here, Sagittarius with Temperance in reverse. What do we have? What do we have? Hmm. Is this someone else or is this Sagittarius for this Eight of Cups? Okay. All right. So Sagittarius, it looks to me like there's a situation or maybe even a relationship or a person that you've walked away from in the past because they left you feeling depleted or exhausted. And now we see you walking back into that situation or that relationship, whichever the case may be. I think you have people around you who care about you greatly, who are really impatient with this idea that you're going back into this when you know they feel like you know what it's going to do to you. And yet, walking back in. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's really hard to let go of something, you know, even when we can see that it's not doing us a lot of good. Sometimes it can be really hard to let go of it. And I think that's what's going on here. People who are close to those of us with Sagittarius placements are really concerned and impatient about the idea that this is even happening. Again, is what I'm hearing. All right, let's look at Capricorn. Remember, we have free will. We can change these things. Just because they show up on the table doesn't mean they have to play out. Okay, like I said, Capricorn. Page of Pentacles showing up in reverse with the Temperance card in reverse. Capricorns, it feels to me like um, I feel like you've been really working diligently to try to make sure that the budget works. And I think you're hearing something that is not so hot about finances right now. And I think that you're getting kind of fed up. You're feeling like, I've put in a lot of energy and effort to make everything work. I really just don't even want to deal with one more little bit of bad news financially. So if your kid drops the phone in the toilet, you're not going to be very happy about it. If there's something else that goes on, you get an invoice that's bigger than you expected or an invoice that you didn't expect. This is being really impatient with that, not being happy about it at all. Okay. So that's for Capricorn. Next up, we're looking at Aquarius. Ace of Wands showing up for Aquarius. Aquarius, oh goodness. I feel like you've got somebody in your sphere of influence who has all the good ideas. Like they just know how you can do everything better than what you have been doing it, even though they have no experience with this or minimal, maybe at most. And yet they're just very sure that they can guide you and guide you well. I don't think you're very patient with this person today. You might try to be normally, but I think today it's wearing a little bit thin. All right. So that was Aquarius, I think, right? Yes. Next up is Pisces, last but certainly not least. Ace of Swords. So we end off the reading with two aces. Ace of Swords. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Pisces, I think you're getting a new understanding about yourself today that is being fed into by the idea that you're feeling very impatient about something. And I think you're becoming very self-aware. You're paying attention to this feeling of impatience and you're really dissecting, why does this make me feel so impatient? Is there something else I could do to get the result that I want without having to deal with this in this way? So I think you're getting some kind of new insight about yourself, how you tick, how you operate, maybe even how it would be better to align yourself to tick or operate. But definitely new understanding about yourself showing up here, Pisces. And I think that you're actually impatient to take action on it. You want the relief that would come from doing whatever you know you need to now that you've got this insight. Awesome. So thank you guys all very much for being here today and spending some of your precious time with me. Everyone, remember, you guys are my wonderful sponsors. So please put a thumbs up on this video, share it out to the rest of the world, and put comments down below. I always love to read your feedback. And so if you put comments down below, I get to see that, and that's always wonderful. And it helps with the logarithm on YouTube. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Peace out.